Kamiyah Mobley was born on July 10, 1998 in a hospital in Jacksonville, Florida. Her parents are Shannara Mobley and Greg Aiken. Greg was imprisoned at the time for drug possession and delivery, and also because he was 19 and Shannara was 15 at the time of Kamiyah's conception. 8 hours after being born, Kamiyah was abducted by a woman who impersonated a nurse. The woman dressed as a nurse assisted and talked with Shannara Mobley, and then later walked out of the room with Kamiyah in her arms. The abductor was believed to be about 25 years old, and possibly wore a pair of glasses and a wig. Investigators from a Jacksonville sheriff's office followed more than 2,000 leads from as far away as Nova Scotia, but none of them led to baby Kamiyah. Unbeknownst to Kamiyah's family and investigators, the woman who abducted Kamiyah was Gloria Williams. She was in an abusive relationship and miscarried a child a week before the abduction, which is believed to be her motive. Gloria created a new identity for Kamiyah. She was raised as Alexis Manigo in Waterboro, South Carolina. She graduated from Colleton County High School. In 2017, investigators reopened the case of Kamiyah Mobley. A computer-generated composite was then created to show what a now 18-year-old Kamiyah Mobley would look like. This image was then distributed to the media. Investigators received a few tips that led them to 18-year-old Alexis Manigo. Her DNA was taken and it matched the DNA that was taken from Kamiyah Mobley after she was born. 51-year-old Gloria Williams was then arrested in South Carolina and extradited to Florida. She was charged with kidnapping and interfering with custody. In 2018, Gloria pleaded guilty to kidnapping. She admitted that she acted alone in a 1998 abduction. On June 8, 2018, Gloria was sentenced to 18 years in prison for the kidnapping of Kamiyah Mobley. She is currently serving her sentence at her Hernando Correctional Institution. Kamiyah still communicates with Gloria and calls her mom. She also said that Gloria raised her with everything she needed. Kamiyah connected with her biological family over FaceTime initially. Then in December 2019, Kamiyah moved to Jacksonville, Florida to be closer to her family. In January 2020, a movie of the case was made called Stolen by My Mother, the Kamiyah Mobley story. A surprising fact that was made public was that Kamiyah knew she had been abducted and what her real name was since she was 16. Gloria told her everything because Kamiyah could not get a social security number. The two of them kept the secret for 2 years until investigators figured it out. Shannara did sue the hospital for oversight and was awarded $1.2 million. Not everything has gone smooth since it was discovered that Alexis is actually Kamiyah. For instance, she still prefers to go by Alexis, and her relationship with Shannara has been strained because Kamiyah still often contacts Gloria. Recently, it appeared as if the story has a happy ending after all. Kamiyah uploaded a picture of Greg and Shannara with the caption, "Parents." 14-year-old Tina Faelz lived in Pleasanton, California in 1984. She attended Foothill High School. On April 5th, Tina was walking home from school. She normally took the bus, but some of the other students had been picking on her, so she decided to walk home instead. Tina took a shortcut, walking on a path that connected Astor Court to Lemonwood Way. Then she used the I-680 underpass to her Valley Trails home, but Tina would never make it there. Her family got worried and called 911 to inform investigators that Tina was missing. Her body was quickly found close to the underpass. Tina had been stabbed 44 times. Investigators found DNA from the attacker at a crime scene. Investigators could, however, not find a solid suspect, and the case went cold for some time. In 2011, investigators submitted the DNA that was found at a crime scene to the CODIS database. It led investigators to a man that was already in jail, Stephen Carlson. Stephen was 16 years old at the time of the crime. He attended the same school as Tina. Stephen also lived right next to the crime scene, and he told people at a party in 1986 that he took Tina's life, but later claimed that he was joking. Stephen said that he was innocent, but he was convicted in 2014 for taking the life of Tina. He was sentenced to 26 years in prison. It was only in October 2020 that he confessed to what he had done. He sent confession letters to Tina's family. Here are some of the things he said in the letters. This letter of my deepest apologies is way overdue. I was living in denial for many years, not being able to believe or take responsibility for taking your life on that day of April 5th, 1984. I want you and your family to know you did absolutely nothing to deserve what I did to you. That is what makes what I did so callous and horrific. On the day that he took her life, he was also picked on at school. He had an altercation with the school football team, where he ended up in a dumpster. I remember being full of rage at the way all my classmates were laughing at me. Everything happened so fast. I remember going to the kitchen and grabbing a butcher knife. I walked across the street into the field. That is where Tina Faelz was. You were just minding your own business, having to walk home by yourself, and having to walk past that scary drainage tunnel could have also been terrifying to a 14-year-old girl, but only to be horrifically surprised by me attacking you. Tina's brother, Drew Faelz, who was just 8 years old when he lost his sister, said that he is glad Stephen confessed. It is nice knowing that he is admitting it. That part makes me feel better to get confirmation, but it does not resolve anything. Classmates of Stephen and Tina were not surprised that Stephen was guilty. They said that his nickname was Creepy Carlson in school.